Today, Google has made some massive updates to the NotebookLM platform. For the last few years, the whole pitch with NotebookLM was pretty simple. You would feed it your sources, your PDFs, your notes, and it answers questions grounded in just that material. It was reliable because it stayed in its lane and the answers were grounded, but there was also a ceiling. It could read and it could summarize, and that was basically the end of what it could do. Today's update changes the shape of the tool completely. The biggest change is that every notebook now comes with its own secure cloud computer, so NotebookLM can actually write and run code on your sources instead of just reading them back to you. Google actually loaded it with more than 100 curated software skills, and that's the part that unlocks real analysis for a lot of users. For example, if you drop in a messy spreadsheet with sales numbers across a few different countries, all formatted differently, it can clean that up, run the actual calculations, and hand you back something usable. So that is a completely different kind of tool than we had yesterday. It's not retrieving an answer anymore, it's actually doing the work. Under the hood, it's now running on Gemini 3.5 and Antigravity, and Google says you get more visibility into the thinking step as it goes. So instead of just dropping an answer on you, it shows more of how it got there. In their own side-by-side testing against the old version, the new setup won over 65% of the time across their 5 main categories. On web research and finding sources specifically, it hit a 78% win rate. The next piece is the output side, and honestly, this is what's going to matter for a lot of us. You can now ask NotebookLM to build things directly out of your sources. PDF reports with charts and tables, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoint decks, CSV files, and JSON files, even images through Nano Banana obviously. And you can give it detailed instructions to shape how those come out as well. So everything downloads straight from the studio panel, and you can edit the outputs after they're generated. So the workflow has definitely changed a bit here. For anyone who has been using NotebookLM as a research step and then rebuilding everything in Google Docs or using their studio features that kind of produce something that is pretty generic sometimes, that middle step is going to get much more better and more customizable for a lot of us. The last big change is how you start a project. Before this, NotebookLM really wanted you to show up with your sources or have a prompt in mind for deep research or things like that. You needed a decent handle on what you were doing before it was useful. Now you can come in with just a loose idea or a question, and it'll guide you through building your source library right there in the chat, and it can use Google search to pull in relevant high-quality sources from the web and drop them straight into your notebook. So if you want primary sources in another language or more work from an author you just found out about, it can go look for it now. And you're still the one deciding what actually makes it into the notebook, so it's still going to stay grounded in the material you trust rather than just scraping whatever's out there. But to put it all together, Google actually ran through a few example workflows that show where this is aimed at. For example, a data analyst pulling conflicting data from different countries, having it run the analysis and spit out a PDF report, a program manager turning dense technical specs into a clean guide and a slide deck for the team, a small gym owner running their sales numbers against ad spend to figure out if a campaign actually worked before expanding to another city. So the common thread here is that these are all multi-step projects that used to bounce between 3 or 4 different tools. Now you can do all of them under NotebookLM. Now my biggest question is, I still don't understand what the primary difference between this is now compared to just using Gemini. You could do your deep research, embed your notebook into Gemini now, and basically do everything that Google just released today. You had access to create all of those things, but I guess the biggest play over here is more customizability as well, more insight into how the machine is actually thinking. So I guess that is going to be useful for a lot of users. Now the catch here is this is actually just rolling out to Ultra subscribers right now, and Google has mentioned they're going to roll it out to Pro and other plans later on. But when it does become more global and everyone has access to it, I'll definitely make a follow-up video showing you guys the whole workflow. Before we continue, we just launched the Universe of AI newsletter. If you want to stay on top of AI news without having to hunt for it, link is in the description. Don't miss out. And as we all know, Google is not only making updates to NotebookLM, they are preparing for a major update to their model lineup with Gemini 3.5 Pro, which is coming this month. And we know that this model is supposed to compete with GPT 5.6, which is coming from OpenAI, and Mythos from Anthropic. Both of these models are way more competitive compared to what we see on screen. Just to show you guys an example, I'll show you guys the Pagola that Gemini 3.5 Pro created versus what Mythos is creating with Anthropic. Now, what this kind of shows us is that Google is still struggling to solve a couple of things. Number one, the laziness when it comes to code is not solved for any of the Pro models at the moment. which is going to be a huge blow for Google, especially for the developer audience. Maybe regular users, maybe, vibe coders, they might not mind it that much, but actual developers are going to find it hard to work with the new model. Number two, they are expecting to continue iterate on these models. Obviously, this is just a checkpoint, so we don't know what's actually going to release. But based off what we see right now, it does not look that promising. GPT 5.6 from OpenAI is probably going to take the second place, and Mythos is probably going to take number one place. And Gemini 3.5 Pro, I might kind of sound very negative saying this, I might not even take third place. Yes, Kimi K 2.6, the model is quite good. If any of the other Chinese labs continue iterating on the newer models that they have launched, they might be able to overtake Gemini 3.5 Pro at the moment. So Google is obviously working towards to not let that happen, but I at least haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any checkpoint, or I haven't heard any news that's convincing me that that is not going to happen. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Gemini 3.5 Pro is going to be a competitive model, or is going to be a model that will be nice to have from Google if you're already integrated into that platform? But if you have the option to switch around, if you have the option to try out different models, that is a model you might not use for the long run. Who knows? So I hope Google is back, but let's see. And what's interesting to see is that Google is aware that they are losing, obviously, people when it comes to their AI plans at the moment. And this is quite evident because we are seeing a discount on Google AI Plus plans. Now it's going to be $499 a month instead of the $799, and it's going to have double the storage. So instead of 200 gigabytes, you're going to get 400 gigabytes, which is good for a lot of users. I myself have a Google AI Plus plan, but obviously this is not going to solve the long-term issue at the moment, which is their models are not that capable. You can have so many updates to NotebookLM, you can have so many updates to your pricing plan, but if you're not able to address the key driver behind all of these tools as well pricing plans, which is your model, then everything else is meaningless. Obviously, this might attract a lot of regular users, might attract people who just want more storage. It might make sense for them. $5 a month is not bad for 400 gigabytes. As well, you get access to AI tools. So this is going to be good for a lot of users, but developers and people like yourself who are watching this space a lot, you guys understand that this is a cry for help from Google. Obviously, I have faith in Google. Right now, I might be sounding so negative on Google, but I think Google will be able to compete in the long term. They just have to work towards updating their models and address the issues that they have at the moment. The laziness issue, especially number one, because obviously that's not going to fly for a lot of developers. But yeah, let's see what Google does. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Follow our new newsletter as well at universeofai.beehive.com. As well, subscribe to the main channel World of AI and support us on X by following the Universe of AIZ as well. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.